So we start off in Pandora and Jake is narrating over a montage that covers what happened in between movies. The main thing that happened is now bro has 4 kids. Yeah, hell no. Taking care of 4 niggas is beyond me. You got that game. We also learn about Spider, the son of Quaritch, the nigga that got smoked last movie by Jake. Because he was too small to be in a cryo capsule, he was stuck in Pandora and began to hang around the Na'vi. Bro became one of them white boys that hang around black people so much that they certified in the community. And yes, I am calling the Na'vi black people. They literally spawn in with braids or dreads that is pure niggatry. Friendly reminder that this is Jake before he became a Na'vi and this is him afterwards. I rest my case. Nah, why homegirl over here being racist to Spider, talking about he belongs with his own kind. Like, damn, bro, what my nigga did to you? He just be vibing with your kids and you hating for no reason. They all just having a good time, though. Sully even teaches Sam how to hunt fish. Bro's trying his best to be a great dad. Man, I wish I had one. They end up taking a family photo, and when I see it like this, I low-key understand why the military people want them gone, because this is terrifying. Everything was going good until it wasn't. Because Jake notices a new star in the sky, which means an op spun a block on Pandora. What a shame. Nah, they doing too much, though, because they gained nothing from clearing out this entire environment. We fast forward a year later and see Quaritch wake up and this nigga gets to tweaking out. He only stops because old dude right here was like, "Swin, chill, it's me, your day one." And he finds out that he's an avatar now. Bro loves that shit too because he starts grinning hard as hell, and then he listens to a video recording that Quaritch left for himself in case he died. After this, we see Jake spinning on the sky people with his hood, and these niggas came deep as hell. They're attacking this train, which I think is harboring supplies, and he tells the ground team to push up. They shoot some missiles at the tracks and the train crashes into the ground, and that hoe is cooked. You can call Geico, Progressive, Allstate, or even State Farm, but I don't think any insurance company is covering this shit, bro. It literally broke off every individual cart and even exploded because of the propane tanks that were attached. They wasn't done though, cause Jake comes in spraying at the helicopter causing a crash landing. Then Neytiri comes in clean as hell, taking out the gunman and pilot of the other helicopter, causing it to crash into the ground. All the Na'vi start getting hype as hell while they loot all of the weapons from the trains, and Loak stupid ass tells Sam that they should go in. Loak ends up grabbing a pole and Sam like, "You don't even know how to use that shit." Pops talk. Then Jake spots him from the distance, but the gunship pulls up, so it's time to retreat. It starts shooting missiles at the Na'vi, and as they're trying to escape, Loak and Sam are caught in the blast zone of a missile. One of the Na'vi shoots down the gunship and Jake runs to look for his kids. He finds Loak and tells him to leave. Then he finds Sam wounded on the ground and he carries him away. We see Quaritch with his team in space and they discuss their mission, hunt down and kill Jake Sully. Bro trying to get some get back for his death in the last movie. I low-key respect it. We pull up to the stronghold and Jake scolds Loak and Sam for what they did earlier, so Neytiri has a word with her husband. She tells him he gotta chill out on the two, cause they're a family, not a military squad. She low-key talking her shit though, I can't lie. Then Quaritch pulls up on the general and sees all the progress they've made over the past year, and she tells him the point of all this. She says Earth is dying and that the plan is to make Pandora their new home, but first they gotta smoke the Na'vi. Then they go inside and she discusses how my glorious Jake has been putting straight belts to that ass. Even worse, they got the drop on where Sully is located, but every time they try to spin the block, they take a L. They get no more than 10 minutes before the ops whoop their ass. Not gonna lie, it's time to give up at that point. Clearly they don't, and she makes a plan to send Quaritch and his team in with the hopes that they see them as indigenous. But this nigga starts smiling a little too hard for my comfort. I'm telling a trusted adult for my own safety. They go to Pandora and start looking around, but the kids who were messing around in the forest find one of their footsteps. And Loak recognizes that it's one of an avatar, but it is for sure not his people. Quaritch pulls up to the spot where him and Jake had fought in the last movie, and Loak gives his dad the drop on Quaritch and he tells him to dip before him, Sam, and Neytiri head to the location. Unfortunately, as the group tries to run away, they're captured by Quaritch and his men. One of them points out how many fingers Kiri has, and Quaritch checks Loak, then realizes that he's Jake's son. He asks him where Jake is, but son's not a rat. He refuses to give out that intel. Then he finds out that Spider is his son and still does not care in the slightest. Nah, he different. He contacts the general and tells her to pull up and that they have prisoners. Then he watches his death play out. And not gonna lie, that gotta be one of the most painful things to watch, bro. Seeing a real life replay is nasty work, and rewatching this movie so I could write the script made me realize something. Every time he sees his man die to an arrow, he starts looking all crazy and shit. And I peeped that initially, but now I know it's cause bro has PTSD from Neytiri firing his ass up. Oh nah. Bro even picks up his skull and crushes it in his hands. That is insane. But he getting all mad cause he lost and shit. That sounds like a skill issue to me. Anyways, Jake finally makes it to the location and he tells Sam to stay back with the Ikran. The general tells Quaritch that they're 3 minutes away and they all stand there and wait while Jake and Neytiri approach them, staying as quiet as possible. Then she lets out some sort of scream and all the kids knew what that meant. Just look at the nod Lowak gave Spider. Bro said everything he needed to know without saying anything. We see Jake catch one of the men lacking and he performs a self takedown on bro. He lucky it wasn't Arkham Batman doing it, cause he would have survived with a fractured skull, twisted jaw, and paralyzed. Meanwhile, this nigga will say he doesn't like to kill. Bro, at that point you might as well. He's better off dead than being a paraplegic. Then Neytiri begins to aim her bow at the dude holding Kiri and Spider. Old girl starts repeating this chant or whatever in their language that causes bro to move her out of the way and leave his head exposed, opening up the shot for Neytiri. All hell breaks loose and the soldiers open fire on the tree that she's hiding in, so she calls out to Lowak and he lets off a smoke bomb attached to one of the soldiers' vests, allowing him to break free, and he bites a different soldier's arm as Toot does the same. They run away, but a soldier grabs on Kiri, so Neytiri shoots him in the head. They go back to shooting at the tree, continuing to not land a single hit, and Quaritch tells them to find cover and one of the men gets snuck by Jake. Quaritch reloads his gun, then tries to lure out Neytiri, but she's not going for it. This was really just a distraction for the sniper lurking around, but before he could get the shot off, Neteyam headtaps him. They begin to open fire on Neteyam, so Jake tackles him to the ground to save him and they hide behind this tree. Jake peeks out to let off some shots, but he misses and they hit the dash. The soldiers keep shooting, not landing a single shot per usual, and Neytiri starts running as well. Quaritch saw his chance, but where did this nigga get a grenade launcher from? Did he pull this from the depths of his ass crack? Cause I swear that shit did not exist until now. Anyways, he shoots a grenade at her, but she's barely caught in the blast zone and gets right back up. We see Kiri and Spider still running until Quaritch shoots another grenade, this time at them, and Spider falls down. Kiri starts to worry about him, but Neytiri like, fuck all that, your ass need to start moving. And the family meets back up and Quaritch along with his men fall back, taking Spider with them. Free twin till it's backwards. They start watching Spider's behaviors and this one dude says this.
Thinks he's one of them.
What do you mean by that? I felt my ancestors claim PTSD hearing that statement. Moving along, Jake and Neytiri get into a heated argument about leaving the forest people. Now Jake, you know I rock with you heavy, you my dog for real. But you telling me the ops got you thinking about moving hoods? That is nefarious work, not gonna lie. Then we see that these niggas got Spider attached to whatever the fuck this is with the hopes of finding Jake's location. He a real one though and refuses to give up the drop, so Quaritch tries to get through to him. This still doesn't change much though. He even tries giving him his dad's pendant and he throws it across the room. Yeah, not gonna lie, even though this is technically not Quaritch, you basically him reincarnated. So this disrespect would have warranted physical contact. He ends the interaction with one final op. Either he joins them on the mission or he goes back to the scientist, but before we see his decision, we cut back to the Na'vi. They're having a ceremony to crown a new leader and say goodbye to Jake and his family. And they fly away on the Ikran and Jake drops his hard ass line.
The father protects. It's what gives it meaning.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
But again, ops making you change hood is still crazy work, gang. You lost some type of points for that, even if the reason was somewhat valid. Eventually, they make it to the Sequin hood, and I just gotta say these waters look mad beautiful. I just know this would be an exquisite swimming experience. It's a shame I can't swim though. They go to, yeah, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the name of this place. This one dude starts blowing the conch shell and the whole block is hot now. They came outside quick as hell too. This how niggas in the classroom gather around you when you pull out food. Whole time you have not spoken a word to these people the entire school year. They land and everyone gathers around them. These two dudes whose names I could not tell you if I wanted to come up to them and start clowning their tails. This one right here, he's solid, but you gonna find out later, bro, it's just a bitch. And I don't even know why this dude talking. This is one of the most egregious hairstyles I've seen to date. You got this trash ass box top fro with a fat ass braid attached to it for some reason. What made you think this cut was okay to rock? As a matter of fact, I'm convinced your parents don't even like you if they allowed you to walk out the house with this bullshit in your head. They try to keep their cool and little bro mates eye contact with some fine shit, and I do not care what anyone says. Yes, I would crack, I stand by my statement. They keep clowning them and fine shit tells them to stop. Lowak says, yo, and my boy got fine shit smiling. Then the Chiefs on the wire pulls up along with his wife. and Tribe Lady starts going crazy on them, picking out their flaws one by one. She says their arms are thin, their cells are weak, and they not even true Navi. This is like the third instance of racism in this movie, and we not even an hour in. Yeah, not gonna lie, James Cameron, you got some explaining to do. She even goes as far as to say this:
They have demon blood.
oh nah, she wildin'. Jake continues to plead his case, and even Neytiri steps in to say he was Toruk Makso and he led them to victory. She gonna respond by saying, you call this victory? Hiding like a bitch.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
I guess Ava don't even rock with you no more. What? Like, damn, nigga. Jake, get back. Now, were these her exact words? No, but it's what she wanted to say. They was really finna get at her right there, but Jake broke them up before it could escalate. Started apologizing for her. And she like, nigga, I ain't sorry. The chief gives Jake his props as a good war leader, but his people are not at war and they not trying to inherit his beef. Jake like, nah, twin, I dropped my flag. I'm just trying to keep my people safe, and the chief allows him to stay. He tells Alnung to find shit to help them. She takes him to their village and introduces them to their new home. I'm gonna be completely honest, I wouldn't mind living here. This looks like a chill spot to stay in for real. But goddamn, this is a beautiful shot. James Cameron was in his bag with this one. Jake calls a group meeting and he tells the kids to be on their best behavior. And little nigga says this:
I want to go home.
Shut your lame ass up, nigga.
they go to swim with Fonzie and her brother, but they can't hold their breath long underwater. The exception to this is Kiri, who must have popped a water breathing potion or something, cause she stays under there for mad long. The brothers start clowning them in their sign language and Fonzie tells them to stop before they go to the surface to check on them. Then we see Quaritch and his men go back to the forest with the same goal of searching for Jake Solu. He tries speaking the Navi language and Spider clowns him, so they make him the group translator. Back to the other. Blowout tries to ride a Nilu but fails miserably. Meanwhile, his father tries to front and ride a warrior's mount, but he fails also. But some fucking how, Kiri and Took are able to do it first try. You know what? It sounds like I'm hating. Let me chill out. They continue their training and they all start to improve, including Jake. And Fonzie starts talking her shit. I can't play too much of it though because of copyright, but here's a short snippet.
Way of water has no beginning and no end.
They end up finding Kiri doing... honestly, I don't even know what she's doing here, but she just chilling for real. Alnung starts clowning her, calling her a freak, and Lowak steps in to stop him. Then they all start clowning them both until Netayam pulls up and checks Alnung. That boy got real quiet until they walked off, and that's when he called the whole family freaks. Lowak says fuck all that peace shit and rocks Alnung shit. Lowak is whooping his ass, so they start jumping him, and Netayam steps in and make this shit an all-out brawl. When they're broken up, Jake scolds his sons and he makes Lowak apologize to Alnung. He does this and they ask him to go hunting with them outside the reef. Lowak tries to turn down their offer, but they call him a bitch and he falls to peer pressure. I already knew something was up when I saw this facial expression right here. That alone told me something devious was finna happen. I was right too, cause when they get there they tell him to capture something with the net, but they did while he's distracted. These are what you call bitch ass niggas, cause they really set up my boy with the intent of getting him knocked off, all because they couldn't run a fade. Quando Rondo can relate, and they were for sure trying to get him packed up too, because his fat ass fish tries to attack him. He swims for his life and almost has a personal meet and greet with my lord and savior, but this ain't. One of the Tokun saves his life at the last second. They bond together and Lowak even removes what I think is a harpoon from his fin that was causing him pain. Back at the village they realize that Lowak is nowhere to be found, so they search for him and he makes it back home. Twin was mad as hell too. He was fully ready to throw hands with Alnung, but Jake stopped him before he could. The next morning, they're discussing what happened and Lowak tells them about the Tokun that saved him. They tell him that word on the block is his name is Payakan, and he got kicked out his hood for allegedly slamming out other Tokun and Navi. He tells them that they're wrong, but they don't listen to him and he storms off. He finds Payakan again and they just vibe together in the water. Meanwhile, the chief's kids bring the others to their sacred lands. That's how you know they're locked in for real. Again though, James Cameron cooked with these visuals. This shit is beautiful. Things go wrong, however, when Kiri bonds with the tree, triggering a cutscene where she talks to her mother and starts having a seizure. They rush her back to the village and we see some of the old homies came through to assess the situation. This will turn out to be a grave mistake, but I'll get back to that shortly. They do a whole lot of nothing but confirm she had a seizure, so Neytiri tells them to get the hell out. Tribe Lady steps in and using the ancient powers of bullshit wakes Kiri up. But remember how I told you that the old team pulling up was a mistake? Yeah, the ops were able to pick up a signal from the gunship and and this gives them the drop on Jake. Well, sorta at least, because they only know the island range he's in. Quaritch tells the general that if she gives him ships and an aircraft, then Jake Sully will be a new op pack the next day. She agrees and he pulls up on this dude to take his shit. He is not too happy about this cause he has quarters to meet and Quaritch fucking up the pay. Not gonna lie, I'd be mad too if somebody messed with my money because they couldn't fade their op in their past life. That shit sounds like a personal problem. Quaritch proceeds to check his ass, and yeah buddy, you're a bitch. Not only did he take your ship from you, he also made you look like a hoe in front of your own crew. That's nefarious work. And without a choice, he gives that hoe up. My goat would never. Back at the village, the Tolkien return and the people get hype as hell to see their spirit sisters and brothers. I'ma need y'all to remember this one in particular though. She'll be important later. Then we see Quaritch man on this innocent village. I'm not gonna lie though, swap out that blue skin with the brown and this scene looks 10 times crazy. He asks them where Jake is and they say they don't know. After all, they're sea people and Jake is a part of the forest people. Quaritch not listening to that shit though, so he keeps asking them for Jake's location, but they continue to say they don't know. All I'ma say is they some real niggas, because we find out that Tonowari ordered the other clans to not give them the drop on Jake. Now if this was me, I would have been gave that shit up by now. I don't even know the nigga we trying to protect. This real nigga activity don't mean shit though, cause Quaritch and his men continue to terrorize him. They were even finna put down the Sahi. Oh nah. Spider convinces them to not kill her, so instead they up flamethrowers and burn their houses down. It's her to watch him and keep it real. Even Spider started apologizing for them and you could see the pain in his eyes. That shit crazy. I guess word spread around quick as hell here, cause somehow Tonowari already knows what happened and he lets Jake know that the ops are hunting for him. Quaritch continues his reign of terror, but he finally realizes that it's not gonna work, so he comes up with a new plan. He tells the dude from earlier that they're gonna hunt Solkun around these villages to lure out the Na'vi, specifically Jake. As much as I can't stand this nigga, I gotta acknowledge the determination of this man. He is doing everything in his power to hunt this man down for the sake of get back. Yeah, he got it. Loak visits Spycon again and he finally learns the true story of what happened. He comforts Spycon before they head back to the village and these two are not happy with what happened. They get on a fine shit for allowing him to bomb a Pycon and then he makes Loak sit down. Then he got mad at everyone else for not sitting down at first.
Sit down!
Even I jumped a little when I heard that shit, like my fault OG. Then he tells Loak, listen to me young blood. In the days of the first songs, the Tolkien were beefing with each other over territory and revenge. Then they realized that no matter how justified the get back is, killing only brings more killing. I'm not gonna lie, he cooked with that line. So all killing was banned. That's a Tolkien way. Pycon caught bodies though, so he got banned from the bot. Yeah, OGO ass tripping.
What did he say?
Loak, you talking to a Loak time. His dad steps in to have a word with him and afterwards we see Loak chilling with fine shit. He tries to defend Pycon but she's still calling him a killer by the Tolkien way. The Sky people were hunting for them and they smoked his mother right in front of him. So he tried to gather up his gang to attack them, but the Sky people popped all of them. So basically, they killed him out cause he ain't no bitch. Free my nigga Pycon till it's backwards. She tells him that they gotta sell her pots, but he not trying to do none of that. He says the whole village is against him and all they see is demon blood, but she responds by saying,
I see you.
he's trying to act all nonchalant shit, but I know he was cheating hard to tell on the inside. She tells him that he's one of them now and Twin starts smiling.
Nah, she got you blushing, twin. Oh, hell nah, twin. You gotta lock up, twin, bro. This not even you, twin. On phone on grade, bro.
Then we pan to a group of Solkun chilling in the water followed by a gunship. And I knew where this was finna go as soon as I saw this. They place a tracker onto the mother and every crew gets ready for action. After a long process, they kill the mother. We find out why they do this. It's so they can extract this substance called Amrita, the most valuable substance known to man that funds everything on Pandora. Now I want you to guess how much this one vial is worth. I'm gonna give you some options on screen and give you 5 seconds to pick. Now, if you said 80 million, you were correct. Let me know in the comments if you got it right or not. Don't lie either, cause I will know. He tells him to remove the evidence, but Quaritch like, nah, I won't let him know we did this shit. This nigga wildin'. His plan works though, cause they pull up to the scene and y'all remember the Tolkien from earlier that I told y'all to keep in mind? The reason I told you that is because that's the mother that they just murdered and she's the spirit sister of Tribe Lady, and she is reasonably pissed. Jake discovers the tracker and realizes that it was Sky people that did this. They hold a village meeting and Tonowari tells his people that they spending for the Tolkien. Jake says they gotta tell the Tolkien to dip, but the village people like fuck all that. Eventually, He convinces him and Neytiri tells him that they gotta do something. Jake is smart though, so he knows that's exactly what they want him to do. He says they're not hunting for Slocum, they're hunting for us. And he been throwing around that us word a lot this movie. Like, I'm sorry to break the news to you, gang, but there is no us, we, none of that shit. They only want you. Lowak goes to Mount Elu so he can warn Pycon about the Pingers. Before he could leave though, Neteyam comes to try and stop him and they get into a little argument that hit very close to home with me and my little brother. Lowak still goes to find Pycon and the others chase after him. He makes it to Pycon, but it's already too late. He's been marked, so you know what that means. He attempts to take it out as the ship approaches him and everyone steps in to try and help. They looking sorry as hell though, cause you telling me that y'all 6 niggas deep and can't get this thing out? Nah, what Joe Budden said?
That shit is a 2-pack of ass.
All I'ma say is Jake solely did it first try. Speaking of my glorious Jake, Lowak sends his dad to drop and Jake informs Tonowari about the situation. He tells the people to scrap up and sound the alarms. Oh shit, y'all, they getting at it. That IG Live would've went crazy, I'm already knowing. Even Tribe Lady ready to get at it with a whole baby in her stomach. Yeah, this shit serious. Now this scene with the whole village riding out together on their Elu was tough as hell though, I can't lie. While this is going down, the crew is getting ready to smoke a Tolkun. The kids continue to try and take out the Pinger. Then Korj realizes that Sully's kids are over there and he tells his men that it's time to get at it. They get the Pinger out and swim away, so Korj tells Hunter Dude to stop shooting depth charges. They're hiding in some seaweed until Hunter Dude sends some submarines to go search for them and they dip. They was doing a good job at first, really weaving them hoes too until Toot little ass fall off the Elu. Then Soraya, that's Fanchi's name, is shot off her mount but Lowak saves her and the group is split up. They meet up with Took and end up getting captured. Damn, they're brought to the ship and this scene right here looking like a BLM movement ad. They lock them to the side of the ship as Jake pulls up. The soldiers take formation but Jake has Tonowari tell his people to stop. Jake, tell them niggas to pipe down. If you want your Jace back, you better pull up solo. Yo ass know not to try some funny shit. He complies with the deal and as he's headed over there, Pycon starts squeaking out in the ocean. Remember, he's Lowak's spirit brother and unlike the other Slocum, he ain't afraid to throw hands. So he pulls up on the ship, landing and crushing at least 2 soldiers. He smacks this dude away and the soldiers start spraying at him but he's eating that shit like it's nothing. But nah, I'd be so sick if I was this dude because Lowak pushes him towards Pycon and he's crushed by his fin. He already barely escaped death when bro initially landed. Then he got smacked and after getting hope 2 different times he went out like this. I would say I feel bad but then I'd be lying. Hunter Dude looks spooked as hell right now, but he mans a harpoon and the crew heads towards the ship as we see Pycon smack whatever this is and it hits hella people on board. Shit went a solid 50 meters away and still caught body. It's one object putting in more work than Megumi did in the entirety of JJK. And yes, I am still hating on this nigga. The Navi see Pycon putting in work and they trying to get at the suit. They all start pushing up cold as hell, especially my glorious Blue King. The soldiers are still shooting at Pycon and look at these niggas thinking they safe cause they got high ground. Yeah, Pycon smashed that shit and these 2 dudes get sent flying into the water. And I don't know who this nigga thought he was pulling up with a harpoon gun expecting to do some shit. Cause when he shoots the harpoon, Pycon literally puts his head down and deflects that hoe into the ship. He knew it was cold too. Look at him emo in the ship before he jumps in the water. Every nigga that was in this location gets laid out from this shit too. That's a big ass hit radius. Jake and the other Navi are inbound and the Hunter Dude and his men start to shoot at them, so they dive underwater to avoid the bullets. Korj sees this and tells his men to lock in and we see a gunship pull up that starts shooting at the water. Luckily though, Neytiri was still in the sky and she takes out the pilot crashing the gunship. Nah, cause why I just realized something. Y'all niggas have advanced military infantry such as machine guns, naval ships, mech suits and AC-130s but are getting cut by a bunch of blue niggas with bows and axes. In the words of Mark Phillips,
Y'all are trash.
Then we see the C-Clan boost her KD as Tonowari spears his dude in the chest. Then Tribe Lady launches her spear at this one but this next dude got done dirty. These niggas must have personal beef, cause why bro used his Elu to impale this nigga? I know that shit hurt like hell. Nigga finna spawn in the pit still feeling that chest pain. He wasn't the only one either, cause we see a different dude be transformed into an Elu snack. I'm sick, this nigga became an appetizer. I know Jeffrey Dahmer would be watching this shit like,
It should have been me, not him!
Then we see my glorious Jake getting busy, blowing up this ship and random background Navi number 78 spears his dude off the ship. Nah, this is one of the sorriest performances I've ever witnessed. Cause you telling me the match just started and these niggas already up 10 plus bodies? Oh nah. Even the Hunter dude got a raging. Nigga, do something. This nigga had me crying. I guess it worked though, cause this dude starts letting off some grenades that actually sink one Na'vi, but Jake steps in and shoots one of the dudes off the ship. But nah, these niggas are the literal definition of free eats, cause these two motherfuckers right here crashed through B and unalive themselves without the opposition having to lift a finger. It's shit like the CIA jokes on TikTok, and whole time it's the black community destroying ourselves. The only exception to this is allowing EBC at Popeyes. That shit is most definitely the CIA's doing. We see another gunship try to soar into the sky, but Nate Terry cleanly swoops in and shuts that shit down expeditiously. Forrest tries to slam back, but he misses every shot per usual, and Jake comes from the water ready for smoke. He runs out of ammo and has to reload. Meanwhile, Nate Terry smokes Quaritch's man. Jake tosses his rifle into the water, so Quaritch applies pressure, forcing Jake into the water. Then we see a submarine chasing down Kiri and the two bums from earlier. So she lures them in and bonds with one of the plants to first wrap around the submarine, then wrap around them when they try to swim away. And look at these two fucking goobers, bro. These niggas ain't did shit the entire movie but talk crazy and get their asses beat. How you the chief son and not putting in work? These niggas bring shame to the entire bloodline. Megumi can relate. We see two dudes speeding in a boat just to get that whole flip, and it crashes into the ship. Spider sees this and he's tired of sitting around, so he grabs a fire hydrant and smacks the pilot. Yeah, that is most definitely CTE, and he tries to boom this hoe. It doesn't work, but the boat is damaged, and we go back to Quaritch shooting at Jake. He leaving them hoes flawlessly until he leaps into the air and knocks Quaritch off of his mount by having his elude by the Ekron. Then we see Hunter Dude still trying to attack Pycon, attaching another cable on him, which turns out to be a fatal mistake because he uses this cable to cut through the ship and send Bro into the water while detaching his arm. While this is going on, the crew decides to evacuate the ship and the Tam shows up to free the team. Lowak convinces him to stay so they can get Spider, and he agrees. Then we see Kiri's get snatched up, so Took dumbass goes back for her and Soraya follows. My question is, what in the actual fuck were you gonna do to help Kiri in this situation? You are 8 goddamn years old, you weren't gonna do shit. Can't stand this little nigga sometimes. They get caught and her dumbass gets tied down for the second time. We see Natam and Lowak officially take out this group of men and free Spider. As they're escaping, Forrest spots him and they hit the dash. Natam tells Lowak to hand him the rifle and he starts shooting at the ops so the other two have time to escape. Once they're gone, he dives into the water but he gets shot in the process. They rush him away and find Jake, then they try their hardest to help but it's too late. All of their efforts are futile and Natam succumbs to his wounds, dying right there. Hearing his mother's screams almost made me cry, bro. Like, that shit was genuinely sad. And maybe I'm looking into it too deep, but I think Lowak seeing his brother's blood on his hands was meant to be symbolic of the guilt he feels for putting him in that situation to begin with. Either way, long live Natam, we lost a real one. Jake is at a loss for words until Quaritch gets on the mic and tells him that they have his daughter, so he locks in. He pulls up to the ship and sneaks around some before throwing a grenade at the soldiers. Now, bro is either very calculated or he completely ignored the fact that 2 of his other kids were in this room when he threw that hoe, cause that's kind of crazy. The ship begins to burn down and the crew members start to evacuate. This one dude tries to be a good person and help his homeboys, but Jake comes in front of smoke and spears him, then his man. Taking bro's AR, then he guns this dude down and this one lady starts spraying at him, so he takes cover. Nate Terry comes in shooting her, then stabbing these 2 before head tapping the last one. They continue to move forward and Nate Terry going dumb right now. First, she sweeps this dude with a dive kick, then a jump shot on this one before hitting the next one with a 2-piece bow combo, and finally hitting the last dude with the low shot. Nah, she moving cold as hell, I can't even front. Jake drops down and smokes this man, so Nate Terry takes the arrow stuck inside him to shoot bro right here, as Jake drops down even further to smack this dude before throwing him at his man. He tries to uphold, but he runs out of ammo, but no worries cause he chucks that hoe at the next dude as he takes cover. Forrest tries to hit Nate Terry, but she avoids every bullet, and this one motherfucker tries to sneak up on Jake, but this is light work. Moves the weapon, acts to the face, and he kicks him away. Nate Terry almost gets smoked, but Jake saves her and starts scrapping with the dude, so she takes out Quaritch's man that's right beside him. Nah, why this nigga whole demeanor changed? I'm crying. Jake throws the dude off the ship and we see Nate Terry catch like 5 more bodies and she starts squeaking the fuck out. Jake is able to free Took before Quaritch enters the room with the knife to Kiri's neck. Spider comes in begging him to let her go, but that isn't working, so Nate Terry tries to kill Spider if he doesn't. He tries to front and act like he doesn't care about Spider, but when she slices his chest, he lets Kiri go. They begin to leave and Quaritch starts talking shit to Jake, so he like, what's up then? And this is the moment I've been waiting for. He runs up, throwing whatever this thing is, but Korich blocks that and he swings a few times, damaging the fit. If you watch anime, then you know that touching the fit is ultimate levels of disrespect, and even though this isn't anime, the principle still applies. Jake keeps swinging until they grab onto each other, and then a ring of fire forms around the others, so they rush back to the ship. Korich knocks Jake down, but he gets back up and goes right back to swinging. His weapon is knocked away, so he kicks Korich into the water. He gets up and leaps at Jake, but he dodges and locks him down. The ship starts going down and Korich tries to stab Jake, but he moves out of the way. Then Korich starts spamming, but Jake weaves every attack and whips him with the chain. Nah, again, whip is crazy work. This not even reversing rolls, this shit just friendly fire. Korich tries to stab him again, but he catches it in the chain. Then bro makes him drop his weapon. Korich rocks his shit, then he knees him in the stomach. Then we see him kick Jake down and go for a Superman push, but Jake blocks the attack. They end up trapped underwater and the fade is still in full effect. They go hit for him, so Korich locks Jake in between his legs. Pause until the area sinks completely and he's able to break free. Jake puts him in a full Nelson and he chokes his ass out before throwing him to the ocean floor. Spoiler alert, I guess, but he is still alive, which probably means he's coming back for round 3 in the next movie. It ends with a funeral for Nathaniel, and the next day, Jake tells Sonowari that they finna dip. He like, hell nah, you one of us, gang, and they officially CP. He visits the sacred grounds from earlier, and when he bonds with a tree, he gets a replay of him teaching Nathaniel how to fish. Anyways, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next video.